Yo, welcome all to episode 2 of Maho Radio. I'm your host, DN, formerly known as Director Nasty. We're here to talk all things anime. As you saw from the title, today's big topic, why are we not putting Kubo in the same conversation as Oda? I'm not saying one's better than the other, although most people say Oda. I'm just saying, when I hear Oda, the next name I want to hear out of people's mouths is Kubo. But before we get to that, we're going to get into the first segment, Just the Tip. This is the part of the show where we talk about the weekly airing seasonal animes. I just cover, just a little bit of the tip of what's been going on in this week in anime, and we'll just move on from there. Remember, if you want to call in, make sure you come in on the live show every Monday night on Twitch at CrashOutKingDN. If you want to join, the Discord link is in the description below. Also in the Twitch chat, if you're there live, !Discord, so you can join us and call into the show later and kind of voice what you're feeling. Remember, this is a radio show, but it's not a podcast. This is not a podcast. Jumping into the first part of the show, we're getting to Just the Tip. And Just the Tip, first thing we're starting with is a banger, one that y'all love to hate, apparently. Don't know why we're hating on it, but it's a great one. We're talking about Dan. Woo! And he came back with another banger in week 2. I had my concerns about Dan. I wasn't sure where we were going to go based off of where we left off. The world building was already set. Aliens, check. Ghosts, check. Now what? I really feel like the Ken, aka Okarun, I don't like the Okarun name. I feel like when she refuses to use his name, I do know it's because that name makes her heart beat and she doesn't want to associate with him. I get that. But stripping him of his name and calling him something else gives me something of a 400 years of, vibe, if you get my drift. But I will say right now, that pair is absolutely wholesome. I love them together. I like that they were able to build perfectly off of the first episode and add the epicness. I love that. I love any show that I could watch where you can go from shenanigans to sad to wholesome to back to just into a massive fight out of nowhere. The pacing on the show is fantastic. The little pieces of world building that they're doing is amazing. The fact that one of my favorite pieces of the world building that Dan is currently doing right now is the fact that it doesn't matter if you believe in ghosts, it doesn't matter if you believe in aliens, both exist, and because both exist, it's very easy to confuse one with the other. It's one of those things like chicken or the egg. Guess what? Both exist though, so it doesn't matter which one is right. They're both here, and certain things work for one and certain things don't work for another. I love the subtleties that they're doing where, because we're at a temple, spoilers for episode 2, because we're at a temple and you get jumped, you kind of think that it's gonna be one thing, but it's the other thing, and there's little clues that they leave you to let you know. The fight was epic. We learned that Ken's powers is legit a curse, because, if I have to choose my wiener or powers, I ain't gonna lie, as a man, I'm choosing my wiener. I don't know about y'all. I can't speak for everyone, but I want you to know right now, if you say powers over wiener, why the fuck you lying? I feel like you are. But hey, that's just me. That is just me. I do like the relationship between Momo and Okarun. Like I said, very wholesome stuff. I love the consideration that she took. She knew towards the end, she's like, if I do this right now, he's going to get hurt. So I'm going to have to tank a little bit to make sure he's all right. And I thought that was amazing. Very top tier chef kiss moment on there. So that's Dan. Moving on, we are going to get into Daimachi. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, I never took that down. Whoops-a-daisies. Next, we're going to get into Daimachi. Episode 2, Season 5 of Daimachi. I love the belt and hidden moments. It was absolutely hilarious watching her get tortured into greatness. The date was cute. I'm glad she caught on to that. He wasn't truly being himself. I always kind of cringe in those moments where somebody gets a date with the shawty and they go on the date with the shawty, but they're not really acting like themselves. They're just acting like what they think the shawty wants. It's a very common trope across all of anime. To be honest with you, across a lot of mediums, the other trope is, you ask two girls out and they both say yes. You didn't think they're both gonna say yes, so now you're running around doing two dates at the same time. This is right up there at one of those romance tropes, but I love that she caught it so fast. I like the world building with the goddesses always beefing, because we saw what happened in season 3 with Ishtar. I forget my season sometimes. We see what happened in season 3 with Ishtar. So what I'm hearing now is somebody needs to take up the mantle of the beef goddess, and we're gonna see who's gonna have the biggest meat. My money's on Freya. I think she's gonna be the one to come through and take up the mantle. But I also feel like there's already been like little underlying hints of ain't nobody want to play against Freya, because Freya don't play fair, and she definitely, God, the way she puts those heels on in that outfit, she is not playing fair. She is stacked across the board, and it's crazy. It's crazy. We finally once again got to see Ice, because I'm not gonna lie, I give Ice the REM treatment. The moment somebody said Ice, I was like, who that? Ice? I don't know Ice. I usually drink my drinks room temperature, but she popped up, and I like that we got confirmation. Some people will disagree, and some people don't like this. Ice has some sort of emotion towards Belle. Now, I don't want to label it one thing or another. I'll say there's emotion. I'll say there's interest. That's where I'm going to leave it. I will leave it right there, because I see people saying she doesn't like him, or she just thinks it's interesting how he keeps getting stronger, but I don't see any proof that she's watching him. Are we watching the same show or no? Like, there is something there. What it is, I won't label it, but there's something there. So it's nice to see her, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the fact that when she heard he was on a date, she went from just eating her bread to like shoveling down her gullet, meaning she felt something. What did she feel? My hands are in the air. My hands are in the air. Also with the possible trafficking subplot will be interesting. When I say trafficking, I mean Belle kidnapping this girl with her consent. So like she said, well, you kidnapped me, but if I kidnap you, but you want to get kidnapped, is it really kidnapping? Perhaps trafficking at its worst, but trafficking is a little too strong of a word for my man Belcoon. If anything, he's being a hero once again, saving a girl from a dungeon. But I'm excited to see what the backstory is with Seer versus Freya. My shot in the dark, I either think she is a Freya mini clone, a child of Freya, or a goddess placed under Freya's care, and that's why she can go toe to toe with her. That's my shot in the dark. No spoilers. I don't want to hear nothing if y'all already read it, but that's what I'm going with. Next up on the agenda, we're going with motherfucking Zero. This episode of ReZero was insane. Suffering is back, baby. We got to see Subaru. Oh my God. I ain't gonna hold you. Whenever ReZero is happy-go-lucky, that's when it's not doing so hot. Whenever we in the thick of it, whenever we're in the plot, and when this man is going through it, it is the best times around. I will say ReZero gets a lot of leeway from me, just like Slime does. Where if ReZero has a couple of yapping ass episodes, I will put up with it, because I know the moment we're done yapping, we're going back to suffering. And I feel like, without a doubt, one of Subaru's most gruesome deaths was right in front of our faces. Like, some people will say, no, the Puck one from season 1 was worse. Some people say the Death by a Million Rabbits was worse. I'm going to say this one, I felt like this one was more gruesome, because I also feel like it was the closest death I've seen him get that could potentially actually happen in real life. Because it was just, oh my God, the eyes, the blood, the fingers, crazy. What? I go. It was wild, bro. But I do like the episode, because we also got to see Subaru's growth. In 3 RBD cycles, we really got to see this man problem solve and do everything he can. The first cycle, no chance. Second cycle, he tried. Didn't go his way. Third cycle, he's like, who is the best and biggest motherfucker I could bring up in this mother chucker? And he went and got that person, and we saw why we can't use that person. My favorite part of the episode, though, we got to see the homegirl Amelia be useful. Not saying she hasn't been useful in the past, not saying that by all means, but I will say this is peak Amelia stuff. And I'm not saying it's peak because she got her buff. I'm saying it's peak because she was throwing hands. I know I'm supposed to believe that she is capable. I know that I'm supposed to already know that she can handle herself and do things. But this episode, yo, going toe to toe with the, can I spoil this? Going toe to toe with who she went toe to toe with. Hey man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to see that she don't need Puck all the time, and that like that using him is really a choice. Really a choice. I will say, last thing I'll say, the Reinhardt part was perfect writing, because it's very often in the past when we get mad at Subaru, it's like, why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? Why didn't you do this, that, and the other? Why didn't you do A, B, C? And him getting Reinhardt was really like peak thinking. Peak thinking, bro. And to see it not work out, it's like, y'all are smart. Y'all are real smart. Big ups, mad respect for that part. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The next tip we're hopping on, Ranma 1.5. Now this show is like one of the weirdest twists on Freaky Friday I've ever seen in my life. I was wholly unprepared and thoroughly confused in episode 1. By episode 2, I was like, what are we going? Where are we going? What's the next step? And I think they handled episode 2 beautifully. Now, I do know that this is a remake. I never saw the original. So my surprise in episode 1 was blown. Episode 2, I see the shenanigans we're getting into, and I ain't gonna hold you. I got some questions. Because Ranma is in, when Ranma is in one body, I can understand if he's attracted to one thing. When Ranma is in the other body, what is he attracted to? What is he like? What can make his heart thump? What's gonna get his juices flowing? Oh. Pun intended, but not intended, but I stand by what I said. I feel like Ranma is going to be like a fun Tomo-chan style of rom-com where you're going to get a little bit of hands throwing, you're going to get some wholesome moments, but you're also going to get growth in like that little undertone of love. Saram. Oh, actually, that's Korean. Saram is love in Korean. Daisuki. Daisuki, that's Japanese for I like you. Yeah. I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm ready and I'm excited for Ranma. It definitely has my attention, but of all the animes airing right now, I think Ranma has the highest possibility of falling off. I really do. I'm not saying I'm hoping it falls off. I'm not saying that by any means. Really, honestly, I'm not. But if one of them does, I think it's gonna be Ranma. Moving on to My Hero. My Hero did a great job in this one. So I ain't gonna hold you. The first half of this My Hero episode, hey man, I love girls loving girls. Everybody who knows me knows I love me a little bit Yuri-chan. Magical Revo, give me some Witch of Mercury, you know what I mean? I love me shawties loving shawties. But the 14 minutes that we spent in that last My Hero episode, it was beautiful, it was heartfelt, but I really feel like we didn't need all that. If the shawty is really out, like I think I'm supposed to believe that she's done, gone. We're never gonna see her again. But I always say, I hope she's not out, but I already know in anime, we always lose the baddies. The baddest ones always get taken from us. And I don't like that. If she is taken, all right, whatever, so be it. I'm not gonna trip. But at the same time, I would like to see some sort of, way to save her. Let's save her. Like, I don't want her to, like, go out. I don't. Moving on to the next thug, you freaking All Might, freaking wannabe Tony Stark, Mr. Yo, you give me all of Class 1A's powers, and we about to get that shit up and poppin'. Yo, quirkless All Might, honestly, might be the best version of All Might. Yeah, am I being boisterous? A little bit. Do I mean what I said? Yes. No, yes, I mean it. I mean what I said. Stop. Relax. I meant what I said. I will say, I said this in the reaction. Quirkless All Might in the suit is like Batman with prep time because he knows his opponent all for one so well, because he's been watching the students and studying. He actually, and because he has an adult fucking brain, let's not forget, he is the best equipped to do what he's doing right now. If anybody else tried to do this against All for One, I would have said you're fucking dumb, you're crazy, enjoy your deathbed. But because it's fucking Quirkless All Might, this man, of course, is getting the work done, bro. He's chaining stuff together like these kids would never imagine, and he's doing it as a one army of one. It's just him and his wit, bro, just carrying the goddamn fight right now. And funny enough, something I noticed in the anime that I wasn't able to orate because, we be talking, we be yapping on YBR's channel. Because of the lack of information that could be passed around, I don't think everyone knows that damaging All for One causes him to de-age faster. Oh shit, spoilers. Whatever, y'all already know spoilers. Sorry. I don't think that everybody knows that. But All Might really picked up on it and he said it out loud, and hopefully that gives everybody a little bit of hope. That's my favorite thing. I will say that it's very interesting that All Might currently right now and All for One are the closest they've ever been because they're both multi-quirk users right now. And I will say that All Might Quirkless is a better multi-quirk user than All for One. If we see it, All for One just be spamming shit, bro. He'll just put like 5 clouds on top of each other and then smack you like your mama told you to go clean your room. Right? Well, All Might is strategic with it. He's thinking with his brain. He's chaining things together in a row. And that's why he's doing what he's doing. Do I expect him to survive? Fuck no. But do I expect All for One to be like at a level where he's handleable? Handleable? Is that a word? Help me. Handleable? Manageable. Ha ha. He's manageable. That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. I love that nobody had faith in All Might. He had to tell his homie what was really good, that police officer. He's like, yo, I've been All Might all my life. Just because I'm quirkless don't mean I'm out of options. I'm going to body everybody. I loved it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to go to the chat. Let me see what chat's saying right now. Go back. Ken can't fuck. Oh, no. We doing it? Yeah, music's off. Good night, Sensei. Ice has their own adventures during the spinoff. They skip moments and Bell Ice is prior to a crime regardless. Rat got the rap on her, dead. Just get Reinhard. Maple doing work. I wonder if it's harm, hopefully. What's going on, brother Vex? Iron Might. Are you going to watch Shangri-La Frontier? Don't know. Probably not do, but maybe if someone opens up like My Hero ending, Correctamundo. All right, let's move in. That quick commercial break is over. Next, we're moving in. The next tip we're jumping on is Blue Box. Honestly, Blue Box has been my surprise anime so far. Not Ranma surprise, like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. But an anime where I'm like, how do you make this good? And it's fucking fire so far. The amazing writer continues. The debate with Hyrule being his op only to find out he's a good dude completely threw me off. I was for sure like, damn, we gotta beat Senpai's ass, bro. Senpai's after our girl. Whole time Senpai's like, yo, I'm just the biggest, baddest dude in this school, and I'm gonna turn you into my disciple. I love the little pickup. The Chi and the Taki moments was nice seeing them bond over losses and getting better. It was very wholesome. I can speak like as a man. There's sometimes when you're down and the shawty comes along and she's like, Daijo boo. She's like, it's all right, my boy. And you're like, it's all right? She's like, it's all right, my boy. I was like, marry her. Right now. Right now. Put that ring on it. But we're waiting. We live with her already, so it's okay. We're waiting. I thought it was interesting. What they really do well with Chi and Blue Box is it's not always exactly what she says. It's her subtle movements and reactions to the things that he says. Because he's the one that feels like he's doing too much. He's the one that's oftentimes communicating like, I was doing this. I don't want you to think this. I don't want people to see us like that. And she says the simplest line, Oh, so that's how he views it? I'm like, girl, what does that mean? What could you mean by that? It's such an open ended sentence that is like, do you view it like that too, but you don't care? Do you not realize that you're putting him in that kind of situation of what it looks like? Like, why is that interesting to you? Mm, I love it. Takio overthinking or having all the signs that she likes him is so relatable. Like, let's get this right. You already know she notices you. You already talked to her on the regular. She now stays in your crib. She's already thanked you for making her more comfortable in your crib. Y'all got matching ankle bracelets, and in your mind, you just can't fathom that she not even likes you. Let's not even say likes you like she wants you in her panties, right? Let's just say she is comfortable with you. She's clearly comfortable with you, and Taki is still moving like she's uncomfortable with him. And I feel like it's the most relatable thing in the world. Have you ever liked a girl and you know the girl likes you back, or even worse, been in a whole ass relationship with a partner, and you still question if this partner likes you or not? Like, that's what he's doing. That's how I feel like. That's how I feel like it's so relatable. Blue Box, absolutely a beauty right now. If you're not watching it, make sure you go watch it. They're doing their damn thing over there. Great ass fucking rom com. Really top tier. All right, the next tip we're jumping on. I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna get arrested any moment. But the next tip we're jumping on is whoa, wait, where is it? Where where is my super suit? Well, I guess I don't have it today. Well, anywho's, yeah, next thing is Dragon Ball Daima. Finally got to see the episode 1 that just dropped. I thought it was a very interesting way of how they dropped that recap with King Goma and Supreme Kai's bro and the sis. Yo, Supreme Kai's sister? Oh, Doctor, whatever her name is, yo, whatever she wants, she can get it, bro. Anything she wants. I'm interested to see. I like so from my understanding, the timeline of Dragon Ball Daima is after after the Cell and the Buu saga, but it's after Cell Buu, and I want to say before GT, but it's before Tournament of Power and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like wedged in the middle, which is interesting. And I think if my translation of Daima is correct, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Daima means Demon World or Demon King, something to that effect. So I'm interested to see like what the plot is gonna be moving forward. Where we left off, they all got turned into kids, and the kids got turned into babies. So I don't know what that's gonna mean for us moving forward. But I'm interested to see how we do it. I feel like the Never dude, Never the Namekian, that dude's fucking OP, bro. I don't care what anybody says. I truly believe he is the creator of the Dragon Balls. Period. Toriyama level creator of Dragon Balls, because the ability to not only go to a different universe, call all the Dragon Balls to you, but also heal them. Crazy fucking power. Get him out of here. We gotta sneak him. Matter of fact, somebody get me a 50 cal sniper. We gotta pop this dude from the top of the highest building. We can't let him continue to live. He needs to go. He gots to go. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. He's doing the most. You know, I really lost a lot of my picks. I thought I had more. Where's my blue lock stuff? Oh, that's dumb now. Oh well. Anyways, next we're gonna go on the blue lock. The new mobs are cool. I really didn't expect them to be nice. I really thought they were gonna be like low key scumbags, but so far Isagi's team is looking like a bunch of nice guys. The seeing the assassin and ninja work was cool. I saw what they did, and I just saw two new abilities for Isagi to really steal on. Like honestly, I just found like he needs to subjugate those boys. The sooner he subjugates them, the sooner he absorbs them, he could really become a bigger part of the game. But we'll see what he's gonna do. Hands for clearing space, blind spot to use his direct shot. Yo, we're looking at the next top striker, the top egoist. Shout out to my man Chigiri, that beautiful little lady boy. That beautiful little lady on the field who out here decided I'm gonna show Usagi how it's done. I'm getting my shine on. I did hear and I did see on Twitter there was a whole bunch of discourse around Blue Lock and Blue Lock's use of still images, beautiful artwork, but not really animating it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As I was sitting there watching it, I had no beef with it. Because to me, Blue Lock has always been more about sports psychology, sports philosophy, dominating the field in different ways, using your brain on top of using your physicals and your body. I very much viewed it like the soccer part element of the show was always secondary to me. So whenever I'm watching Blue Lock, I noticed that yeah, they were doing stills and stuff, but it didn't bother me in the moment. It really wasn't until I went on Twitter after the episode and I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, they really didn't animate jack shit. But I wasn't mad at it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know it will be a lot of people's complaints. It will be like the biggest knock that they'll get in the most for the most part. But to me, it was minor issues. I didn't think it was that bad. Like something like Tower of God, where it's like your story isn't carrying, your dialogue isn't carrying, and you're not animating it. Now we got a fucking problem, baby. Now we got a fucking problem. At least Blue Lock, the story's not slowing down. The psychology, philosophies that we're seeing is not slowing down. The artwork is still fucking amazing and it's still telling the story in a coherent way. Would I like to see it animated? Of course. But I don't think that the stills is taken away from what the show is trying to deliver as a whole. Versus something like Tower of God, where you don't really got too much cooking for you right now, and you're not animating it, you're just got L's across the board. L's across the board. So Blue Lock, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, wrong place. Next we're talking about Bleach. Did I not pull anything? Oh my god, I'm so useless today. And Dorsey got some legs on her, that's why it doesn't have this, but who will watch the show Transformers Prime? I didn't see it yet. GT's another universe, but I think it's gonna be good. Oh, okay. Blue Box is a breath of fresh air. Agreed. Not much on DVD, more of a setup. That's fair. I think it'll be good. We'll see. Alfredo's back too. What about bleach, Jen? You can use Clorox or ammonia? No, just bleach. Just bleach. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Oh, I am missing a bunch of stuff because I never got the screenshots. I see, I see, I see, I see. That's on me, baby. All good. Bleach! This episode was beautiful. The fight, we got hands. We got Ichigo versus Yawabawa. 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 How you say it? Yawabawa. Anyways, we got Ichigo versus Yawabawa. And honestly, it was interesting because I didn't think Ichigo was gonna be able to do jack shit. But early on, it looked like Ichigo had Yawabaya on the ropes. Only for Yawabaya to be like 9 minutes and 9 seconds into the goddamn episode, he's like, oh, my powers, I shall now use them against you. For I have just been fighting you. You have defeated my base form. However, you will not beat my all-seeing eye. And he's just turned it on, bro. He just turned it the fuck on. I love the philosophical talks that he was having with Ichigo. He was telling him, you think you know everything, you don't understand. You just came here because somebody told you to. You think because you walked through this area where they was going to give you knowledge, and you think just because you've been through all this stuff, you think you're in the right, you're not. You don't know what I know. I have foreseen all this. You are nothing but a knave child in front of me. And he was basically just sunning his ass, bro. It was crazy. I love that. I thought it was interesting that Yawabaya did something very similar to what Aizen did. He's like, everything that you thought you was doing because you were doing it, that's not you. I did it. I foresaw all this. I put everything into motion to be here in this moment to do exactly what we're about to do. And you have no clue. And Ichigo, just like that, fell for the trap card, bro. He fell for the trap card. And as soon as he touched that sword, he did the one thing that he wasn't supposed to do. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was poetic. I love that he's like, the only person who actually could have done this was you. And you're here right where I needed you to be with all the parts that I needed you to have. It was like, damn, bro. Did Did the Almighty really just pull an Aizen on you? How many times are you gonna fall for this, Ichigo? But it's one of those things like it's not his fault. I truly believe, and I have very little basis for this, but I think Ichibei, the dude with the paint, with the all black, I think he fucking knows what's going on. I think he knows exactly what's going on. And he's like, I'm gonna make my effort to stop it. But if I don't stop it, Ichigo's gonna have to go fight him. And if Ichigo go fight him, I feel like he has a plan. I feel like there's something already in motion or already enacted because I do see that Almighty and his daddy, they got the same looking eyes. So if he says, I foresaw, Aizen says, I put you here, I made you do this, and the Soul King got the same fucking eyes as the Almighty. It's like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and now we just fucking cooking some biblical shit. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. I want to know what Squad Zero is hiding or what they know because there's more than meets the eyes. I want to know if Aizen is gonna come up and take part of this because I do feel like Aizen is a very natural enemy to the Almighty because of the way Aizen's powers work versus the all-seeing eye sees too much. It really works against each other. So I want to see what we're gonna do. I want to see what we're doing when it comes to Bleach. And last but not least, on the tip that we're about to end on, Uzumaki. Let me tell you about this show, Uzumaki. This disgusting ass show. This creepy ass shit, boy. I don't know what the actual fuck is ever going on in this show. No, I'm lying. I do know what's going on in this show, and it's disgusting. It's weird, but it's honestly beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. I do see that animation didn't get much better. Frankly, I don't care. But this episode 3 has been one of the most disgusting, incomprehensible, stomach churning pieces of anime I've ever watched in my whole life. The mom with the ear thing, oh my god. I just knew, I knew when the episode started and they're talking about the cochlea and that it's a spiral. I was like, that thing's coming out the ear. I was like, I just know she's gonna do it. Now, of all the ways I thought she was gonna do it, I thought she would dig into her ear with her fucking hands and like rip it out, right? But she didn't do that. She took a pair of scissors. Gross. Absolutely gross. The mosquito ladies was actually funny as all shit, but gross in its own right. Do you really want to know the thing that disgusted me the most? It was the placenta mushroom. The placenta mushroom sent chills up my spine, and then the baby's going back into the womb. I gagged again. I literally gagged. I gagged in the reaction, and I'm gagging now. Sorry. I'm gagging now thinking about it because it's so fucking gross. It's so gross. It's so nasty. Ah! Oh my god. It was too much. Too much but hilarious. My big thing with Uzumaki, last bit on Uzumaki, I understand that the entire town is spiraling into madness. It's a slow spiral descent into madness on all fronts. Because in episode 2, I thought we are going to see more of people in the town coming to their senses to the thing that's going on and somebody trying to figure out what to do or break the curse or leave the town. But I see in episode 3, everybody in this town is just with the fucking shenanigans, bro. They're just kind of with the shenanigans. The doctors in the hospital were just unfazed by what's going on. The parents are hearing what's going on. They're kind of unfazed. The police are out here taking out bodies with giant spirals on them. People are just kind of unfazed. But I understand the theme of the show is it's a slow descent into hell. We're just slowly going around the bowl, one revolution at a time, and there's no escaping it. It's a vortex that we're never going to get out of. And to be fair, if that is the theme and that's what they're going with, I fucking love it. If they like it, I love it. I am here for it. I was really hoping that outside of the boyfriend Shinchi, there'd been more people like, this isn't right. What's going on here? But there just wasn't a lot of it. There just really wasn't a lot of it. But I'm okay with it because I understand what's going on now. So with that being said, we're going to take some callers. Hey, caller number 9 on the hotline. Let's see if we have any calls. You want to call, exclamation point, Discord so you can get in. If you're listening on Spotify or right now live on the Sauce Maho radio YouTube channel, we're live every Monday night. Come catch us so you get on the calls. So Discord, let's see what we got. Nobody. It's empty. We'll take viewer questions in the chat also. So let's see. Alfred is back. What about Bleach? I started watching Block on my episode 2. That's 40 lashes. I didn't have time for screenshots today. Got back on my gym mode. All good. How can you not collect screenshots? Damn should tell me I just found some. My B. What's the cutoff? Bet next time I'll DM you if I can. Monday evening, yes. By the way, where do you get your screenshots? Twitter, yep, all those. Bleach, Blue Lock, and DB. Yes, in the end, Uzamaki gives me hives. Stop wearing that spiral shirt. It pisses me off. Bro, Uzamaki very much is an unsettling anime. Uzumaki should have been a live action. Honestly, of all the anime that could have been a good live action, Uzumaki would have been a legit good live action. Mushroom thing was foul. I wanted to burn everything. I would have burnt it all. Burnt it all down, bro. Burnt it all down. Imagine the beautiful CGI. Stop. I like playing with madness. Would have been Will. I'm sure it can be a live action. But I mean, most of the guy with the spirals poking out of him. Does Uzumaki not make you guys itch? It makes my legs itch. It makes my ass itch. It makes every part of my body just like ugh, like very It's a very visceral emotion that Uzumaki garners. Now it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh at times. It does make me laugh at times, but there's other times where it does not make me laugh. I caught Lee and Dargo scratching their faces. Stop. You're gonna make me start scratching now. Stop, please. Please don't do this to me. Okay, no callings today. All good. We are going to move on to the quest board, aka the announcements and all things that come through that come with it. Text in question. What do you think about the people complaining that Bleach has no fight choreography? That's a spicy one. I highly disagree that Bleach has no fight choreography. I will say, here's what I will say. In this current fight of Ichigo versus the Almighty, no, even Ichigo versus Almighty had good choreography. It's very much like we've reached the point of this part of Bleach where once Ichigo enters the fight, it's faster than light animation. Like everything is just gonna be beautiful, blast. I disagree with with fight choreography. Definitely is fight choreography. Now, I did see on Twitter that people said they had no sword choreography, like there weren't sword fighting. But in my opinion, I'm like, if you want to see sword fighting, you'd have to go to everything before Thousand Year Blood War. And then even some of the stuff in Thousand Year Blood War, the Almighty versus Captain Yamamoto, it had sword fighting. Like, what are we talking about? Actually, to be fair with you, the only fight that didn't have sword choreography was this fight of Ichigo versus the Almighty. And again, the only reason there was no sword choreography is because we're past swords. We clash, get to go Tensei. He calls in his fucking Quincy arrows. Like that's just the point we're at. That's just the point we're at. There's been plenty of sword choreography throughout Bleach. If you want that, go watch Byakuya versus Ichigo. Go watch Kenpachi versus Ichigo. Go watch Ichigo versus Renji Elabarai. Go watch Rukia versus anybody. Go watch Ichigo versus Grimmjow. Matter of fact, I don't even know why we're having this conversation. Every fucking fight in Bleach, except for this Almighty one, had sword choreography. Hard disagree on that. Hard disagree. I think I spelled that right, but it's that unsettling fear of holes and weird shapes and unsettling patterns. Fair. Spiral feet next? Hell no, no spiral feet. I massively disagree that Bleach had no sword choreography. It's nothing but sword choreography right up until this fight. And even in this fight, it was still choreographed well because it's a Quincy versus a Soul Reaper. Why, if you're Quincy, why would you even fight with the sword? They're lucky the Almighty even picks up a sword to swing that shit. But we saw what happened. Once Ichigo started running his ones with the Getsuko Tensei, he's like, yo, fuck all that. I'm dropping arrows on your ass. What are we talking about here? I mean, Byakuya versus Na and Kenpachi versus Kenpachi had amazing sword fighting. Yes, thank you. It's a non-issue. I am so sick of anime revisionist history where just because one thing didn't happen recently, they will go back and discredit everything that's happened before that. It's very disingenuous to conversations, and it's very disingenuous to the medium as a whole. Let's not go back and change what the facts are. Bleach has sword choreography throughout the whole damn show. Like literally, look at Ichigo versus Ichigo whenever he's fighting his Bankai. Whenever he's fighting the dude in the Bankai that looks like Almighty, like it's literally not. Anyways, you're gonna don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, okay? Don't piss me off. That's what's gonna happen right now, y'all. To everybody who said Bleach don't got fight choreography. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop your fucking lying. You already know that's what the fuck you doing, but we're moving on. I think the best thing for Bleach is the story progression right now. No wasted episodes. I agree. Moving on to the next point. Text in Bamman and Dorsey soulmates? No. No. Not soulmates at all. And Dorsey is too good for him. I'm just going to say it. But I do see she's interested. Moving on to announcements. Announcement number 1. Dragon Ball Daima is trending number 1 after the first episode aired in Japan. Just a quick reminder to everybody who tries to say that Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball franchise, is not indeed part of the big 3. Some people have gone ahead and elevated the Dragon Ball franchise above the big 3 to like GOAT status where it's just forever cemented like in Mount Rushmore above the big 3. If you are one of those people, I accept that thought. I accept that line of thinking. If you're one of these people who say Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Medium should just is not the godfather, and should not be in the big 3 or the Mount Rushmore, I have one thing to tell you. As my homegirl Freeren told Aura, go ahead and alt F4 out of here for me, buddy. It's Dragon Ball is literally has ability to bring world peace around. I'm telling you, I'm excited to see what Daima's gonna do. I'm excited to see new people who haven't seen it jump in. I'm excited to see old people like me who's been watching since 180p, cutting the 4 parts videos on YouTube, jump back in and enjoy the medium. I'm really hoping that this storyline on Daima can deliver us something that we've been missing and that we want. That's all you can really hope for sometimes. Next, Oshinoko's final chapters are being written as we speak. I'm looking forward to seeing an anime. From my understanding of what people told me, Oshinoko has the potential to end within the next 2 seasons. So there's a season 3 that's already been announced. That's going to be a whole chunk of stuff. And then I believe either it will end with season 3 or there's enough content for season 3 and season 4 and then we're done. Whichever way it goes, Oshinoko, I look forward to seeing that come to an end. Next thing in gaming news, Metaphor Refantazo came out recently. Turn-based fighting game. I've always been a fan of turn-based fighting games, but I haven't played one in a really long time. Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I didn't have time to sink in and play it. Persona, I've heard things, never got to play it. The most times I always played these types of turn-based fighting games was on like Nintendo DS, Nintendo what are the handheld Advance on my Game Boy Advance, and on my DS I had turn-based fighting games. Those are fire. Those are so fucking fun. I wish I could remember the name of the games that I played when I had that. But good times. But I've seen sparkling reviews. I see people have been thoroughly enjoying it. I may jump into the fray myself, but I'm not quite sold yet. Y'all let me know in the comments. Have you been playing Metaphor Refantazo or not? Right now, it's already past 1 million in sales, which for a turn-based fighting game, that's pretty high. I do see turn-based combat is making its comeback, and let's hope it stays wet. Next in news. Oh wait, actually, we're going to a brief commercial. Joking. And the last part of the quest board, Days with My Stepsister. Days with My Stepsister in the seasonal anime series. did a damn near complete sweep on what's the name of the site? Uh it was Anime Corner. There we go. Days Where My Stepsister swept the seasonal awards on the Anime Corner website. And it's one of those things like I heard of Days With My Stepsisters very much in passing. Maybe one or two people on the streets are talking about it. I ain't never seen no tweets. I ain't never seen nobody share no clips. I haven't seen no trailer. But somehow this anime swept the seasonal awards. Mind you, in a season where we had Oshinoko airing, in a season where we had so many other great seasonals going at the time, and it swept, that kind of, it's weird to me. It's very weird to me. But that's why a lot of times, depending on where you get your information, your sources, you have to be very, very careful. So many haven't watched it, and for me, it's a problem with voting. I have never heard of Anime Corner up until this moment, up until I was fed this news by my team, shout out the production team, until they said, "Hey, have you heard it? Did you see this?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "What the hell's Anime Corner and where did it come from?" People gather in the different corners and recesses of the internet and they vote and they like what they like. And I feel like this is one of those times where it's like, if it was more mainstream of a vote, I don't know if Days of My Stepsisters would sweep the summer awards. Like, to people who even are more willing to partake in these kinds of polls are very active in the community. Casuals, and I hate to say this, casuals, like people would consider me a casual. I don't think I'm an anime casual, but people would very much consider me an anime casual. Casuals such as myself would not partake in a poll like this unless it's easily accessible or like just blatantly right in front of my face, or if it was fed to me through an algorithmic way. To go out of my way to vote for awards like this is something I wouldn't do. So that's why I say like voting for awards and stuff is kind of a niche topic, a kind of a niche thing. Comment down below, have you ever voted for seasonal awards? And if you have, how often do you do it? Do you find that your other friends or people that you know, are they more likely to vote in these things or less likely to vote? Because what I'm understanding this is a very community driven thing. And I think the community isn't really partaking in a lot of these polls, but the people who are partaking in the polls, they're watching a wide wealth of anime. And because they're watching such a wide wealth, that's why they're the ones that most likely vote. I feel like if we could get a consensus to get the majority of the anime community to go and re-vote on the summer seasonals, I don't know if Days of My Stepsisters wins all these awards. I really don't think they win these awards. That's just my personal opinion. I don't really have a leg to stand on other than what I know psychologically and what I see happening in the anime community. Because you would think a show like Days of My Stepsister, if it's sweeping summer awards, more people would have seen it or been talking about it, which is always a weird dynamic to me. But let's see what the chat has to say about it. What do y'all see about the last four Days of My Sister? Was a 6 out of 10. The best anime was Oshinoko easily. I agree. Last four episodes were good. First half was lame. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Kana is very part of story. Season 3, let's be real, where Kana's feeling as a fan base. I'm not excited for Daima at all because not only is it not what we've been asking for at all, so series with the DH characters. I also am concerned. Season 2 ended on chapter 80, so I think, oof, I almost banned you. Don't hate Dragon Ball, stop. The first half was lame. Oshinoko. Oh, Oshinoko. You're saying for Oshinoko, the last four episodes are good. The first half was lame. Disagree. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. But I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Any calling questions? Any calling questions? Any questions in the chat before we move on to the last segment of the night, or the next segment of the night? No. All right. Now we're gonna get to the meat of the subject. Damn, Nazi hydrate. Thank you, brother Vex. I will hydrate. Ooh, I needed that. Sheesh. Okay. Blue box. Where do we go from here? So blue box. Where I think we go from here, in blue box with Taiki and Chi. I think two things happen. One, he gets more integrated because Hyru Senpai has now pulled him in. He sees some worth in him, and he's pulled him into the in crowd with the second years. I think he has to get adjusted to being with his senpais and becoming on equal footing with her, with Chi-san and the senpais around him. Number one. Number two, I'm expecting exponential growth from him from working with Hyru. Number three, I'm expecting either another love interest, whether it's for him or for her, to come in and complicate things. 10,000%. It needs to get more complicated. Actually, you know what? It doesn't 1,000% have to get more complicated, but that's where I see it going. It just becomes more complicated. Brother Vex with the question: what is one non-anime show you're looking forward to? Oh, Vox Machina. Vox Machina every goddamn week. Vox Machina has been chef kiss, a breath of fresh air. Also, if I'm not gonna go with Vox Machina, I would say the K-drama that we're currently watching called Mouse is a psychological serial killer thriller that has really, really been captivating me. And the reason it's captivating is because they're doing such a good job with the direction, the writing, and how they are presenting you with options of who might be doing what. And they give you enough information for you to think you know what's going on. But truly, because I am already in tune with how these shows work, I already know that I'm being misled and I'm not falling for it. So I'm definitely excited for that. I'm definitely excited for that. So now, to the real reason everybody came. ReZero's last episode was a masterpiece. Leo Spin when he said they pulled off a perfect dramatic plot. No, 100% agree. 100% agree. I think that last episode of ReZero, without a doubt, was a top 5 ReZero episode of all time. I almost want to call it a top 3, but there's just been one too many good episodes for me to call it a top 3, right? Season 1, episode 18 has to be number 1, right? Then you have to put Subaru versus Peltageese the timeline. That fight was number 2. Then number 3, I'm gonna say Defeat of the Whale. Defeat of the Whale. That's the only reason why I'm like, yo, those are the top 3s right there. I would also throw in honorable mention, or I guess number 4, the Gutter, the episode versus the Guttin Shoddy, Garth versus the Gutter. Oh, that was a good one. Or Frederica versus the Gutter. Did both of them fight her in the same episode? Long story short, that also was fucking amazing. What's going on, brother Axel? It's the casualties that cause One Piece characters to fail? Dead. Is that Gojo and Shibuya? Dead. Oh, it's a casualty that cause an OP character to fail. Yes. Agree. Okay, so let's get to the meat of today's episode before we move into the seasonal awards. The meat of today's episode is Kubo as good as Oda. Now, earlier in the chat, before we got the show started, there was a lot of back and forth. I heard some very good points as to why we should not include Kubo in Oda-like conversations or Toriyama type conversations. And I just want to say the first thing here. I am not looking to knock down Toriyama. I'm not looking to knock down Oda to boost up Kubo. I am just saying that when we're talking about big 3, we're talking about goated writers. In the same breath, we're talking about Toriyama. In the same breath that we're talking about Oda, we should be putting Kubo right there. I think most people can agree the big 3 is DBZ, right? Bleach, and One Piece. I personally would switch out One Piece with Naruto. I know people switch out Bleach with Naruto. I know people would do a lot of things differently. But I am not here to knock down any of that. I am just here to say that when we talk about Oda, we need to talk about Kubo. Because if some of the things that we're seeing that he did in this last year, in these last couple years with Bleach, especially if the stuff about the nines is true, then we need to give him his flowers. We need to put him on the same damn pedestal that we got Toriyama and we got Oda on. Not even, and we don't have to put them on the same level pedestal. We could put them like one notch. We could put Kubo one notch below Toriyama and Oda. Because I'm gonna show you something, and I'm just saying, if this is true, then it just needs to be talked about more. It needs to be talked about more. What I'm gonna say is this: Bleach's return was not a coincidence. This is 2 years ago under the Reddit r/Bleach discussion. The last episode of Bleach aired in 2012. Bleach's return was in 2021. 2012 minus 2012. 2021 minus 12 is 9 years. It was said that in the manga, it took 9 years from Yabawa to regain his power. This can't be a coincidence. It was planned. If we're talking about long-term planning to this level, come on, man. That is fantastic writing. That is fantastic writing. And then let's take it one step further. Let's go ahead and take it one step further, right? The next step we're taking, because in the Almighty episode, it is alleged, again, I have the screenshot here. If you're not on Spotify, if you're on Spotify, hopefully you can watch it. You should open up right now. If you're on Spotify, go check it out on YouTube. When Yahweh says the Almighty, exactly 9 minutes are passed from the moment the episode started. The way everything is connected to number 9, Kubo is literally cooking. The episode starts at 1:48. At 10:48, he says, I see Almighty, and activates his power. And now to build on that even further, we're going to take one more step. One more damn step. In the most recent episode, once again, when Ichigo is fighting the Almighty, 9 minutes and 9 seconds pass before the Almighty says, Ichigo, you've been fighting me at my base form. Congratulations, you've pushed me to use my eyes. And he activates the goddamn eyes. We're talking 9 years, 9 minutes, and 9 seconds. If that's not fantastic writing, if that's not what we watch anime for, I don't know what is. And on top of that, with everything that's happened in Bleach, from the moment we reached this decided moment in the last episode where we the Soul King, and the only person who can do it is someone who's been led there throughout their whole lives to be the perfect amalgam of all the parts needed to execute this one moment. Come on, man. There's not a single wasted part of Bleach. From Ichigo getting his Soul Reaper powers, to realizing that he's part hollow, which was well written there, to realizing that he is part Quincy, to realizing that he is part X, Y, Z, and the other, and he's also human. Come on. I'm just saying. Yes, y'all shit on the Fullbringer arc. I happen to enjoy the Fullbringer arc. The Belt arc, I didn't watch it. Everybody agrees it was whack. But everything in Bleach has been building on itself. When a writer is able to have no wasted time, to be able to pull things together cohesively, stuff that you might have thought was an ass pull, but it's not an ass pull. It's literally right in front of your face. Oh my God. The fact that he's part hollow was in our faces. The fact that he's part Quincy was right in our faces. The reveals were like, holy shit. I'm just saying, why are we not talking about Kubo the way we talk about Oda, bro? Tell me why. I want to know. Anybody, listen, any call-ins want to talk about it? Tell me now. If you're listening to this on Spotify or YouTube, comment down below. What is the issue with people not wanting to put Kubo in the same conversations as Toriyama and Oda? I feel like it's well-deserved based off not only the Bleach manga, but also the anime itself. Yes, the anime is not completed yet, but I have full faith with Kubo being back into the picture in the driver's seat. He is pushing us in the right direction. He is pushing us in the right direction. Bro, making me finally want to watch Bleach. I'm here. Got wire on Bleach right now? Hell yeah. I could write a dissertation on symbolism of Bleach. Oh my God. Easily. Absolutely. Can you send for Insect Hashira because you're blinded by the Queen Missouri? Wait, what's going on? Bleach was left for dead when it went on anime hiatus? Stop. You forgot all that modern shonen motherfuckers cite Kubo's inspiration? That is new information to me. But if all the new gen writers are citing Kubo as their source of inspiration, again, he should be in the Oda talks. He should be in the Oda talks. Again, not to knock down Oda whatsoever. Not knocking him down. I'm just saying. A lot of people, a good portion of the population agree that Bleach is part of the Mount Rushmore of anime. But nobody gives Kubo his flowers. I just want my man Kubo to get his flowers. Then you gotta read from the top. You're getting confused by responses. Demon Slayer, Mangaka, Black Hole Mangaka, JJK Mangaka, all inspired by Bleach. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. That's all I have to say. And I put my money where my mouth is, as you can see. I put my money where my mouth is because I tweeted about it. If this dead ass, I need y'all to talk about Kubo the way y'all talk about Oda. And look, I got a little bit of support. I got 12 likes on it. I mean, I'm not saying, I went viral or nothing. Maybe viral in my world. But I'm just saying, Kubo should be in these conversations. And I feel like it's too often that we're not giving him his credit where it's due. We're just not. I hear Oda, Goda, Tormia. All within right, all well deserved. But I just think Kubo should be up there too. Kubo should actually be up there too. Absolutely. All I hear is Gigi, when I find you. That's my favorite meme. Honestly, that's one of my favorite memes running right now. Gigi, when I find you. Okay, we're gonna go back and take some call-ins. We're gonna take some call-ins. We're gonna take some viewer questions in the chat. Let me go back and read. Complicated Zero is a masterpiece. I read that. Dan is about to get canceled for saying Kubo should be included in Oda Talks. Look, if that's gonna get me canceled, so be it. I'm standing on business on that one. I'm absolutely standing on business that Kubo should be right under it. When J. Cole said, when Kendrick said, fuck the big three I'm looking at is Toriyama, Oda, Kubo. That's the big three of mangakas right now. I feel like if you don't agree with that, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. That's legitimately, if you don't agree that those are the best three mangakas out right now that got the game on lock, got the game in the chokehold, they taking them out, I don't know what you want me to say, bro. I don't know what you want me to say. DBZ is a shonen godfather. I agree. What's good? What's going on, Zuck and DC? The symbolism is amazing. Your favorite non-anime waifu? My favorite non-anime waifu is probably Serena Williams. Stop being a bitch and call him dead. I'm pissed off and ready to unload. I agree. Do you mean Toriyama? Toriyama? Am I saying it wrong? Toriyama? I'm terrible with names. Everybody who knows me knows that. But all right. We're moving into the last part of today's episode, the weekly awards. This is where we go through and we give our own little take on the weekly awards and just kind of show some love, give flowers to the shows that we're enjoying right now. So right now we're gonna start with the romance of the week. Right now, for me, the romance of the week award goes to My Hero Academia, Toga and Achako. Listen, good old-fashioned Yuri goodness. What else is there to say? Girls loving girls, being in tune with their feelings, expressing how much they appreciate each other. I'm not gonna lie. The first 5 minutes of those two, it was fucking moving. It was absolutely moving. And then when the transformation wore off and that body was exposed, I was here for it. Seeing them embrace together on the ground, giving their all, fucking beautiful, bro. You can't write better romance than that. I know. It's unexpected, but for me, that was the romance of the week. Funniest moment of the week to me goes to Haru Senpai trolling Taki and Blue Box. I love the fact that he admitted that he was bullying him a little bit, but also making him a better player. He's like, I'm bullying you, but I'm making you better, and you're just kind of taking on the chin. I love that. While Taki was in his head, Haru was clearly expressing that he has no interest in his girl and also that he has a girl. And I love the fact that at the end of the episode, he absolutely trolls his ass about like, yeah, that's why you're maidenless, little bitch. You maidenless. You ain't got no hoes. Had me rolling. One of the better moments of the week. Definitely enjoyed it. My most hype episode overall for the week, I'm giving this one to motherfucking Zero. Zero was doing its thing. Once again, showing the fuck out on every level. It was beautiful. It was honestly, it was a top 5 episode of all time. I've already said it. It was the most hyped this week too. Nothing else this week reached the hype that ReZero reached. We got a little bit of everything. We got the suffering, we got hands, we got feet, we had rap, we had undershots, overshots, body shots, any type of shot you could imagine. ReZero had that sauce, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Hands of the week. I'm giving hands of the week to Ichigo versus the Almighty. Ichigo really thought he was boxing, and the Almighty was like, "Yo, bro, this fight ain't even started yet." He's like, "You think we're boxing? We're not even really boxing. You thought we was gonna get into some beef? Ain't no beef happen. You thought you was gonna defeat me, but I foresaw what we was gonna do." I think one of my favorite things about Bleach this week is both. I don't know if a lot of people caught on to this, but both Aizen and the Almighty are taking credit for the same thing in a way. Aizen is claiming that all this was part of my plan, all part of my design. When he was fighting Ichigo, he got his fade ran, only to find out that your plan, not your plan. Now we see the Almighty coming through and saying the same thing. I remember Aizen, and we have proof Aizen was experimenting, and Aizen was really trying to figure this out to get Ichigo where he wanted him to be. And for the Almighty just to come and kind of overwrite that and said, "I foresaw all of this, so I just knew to come stand at the finish line." It's real interesting to me. It's real interesting to me. Also, I'm looking at Ichibei funny, bro. I'm looking at his ass mad fucking funny right now. I'm telling you. I don't know what Ichibei got cooking, but I'm not on his team. I'm not on his team right now. Next moment we're looking at is most despicable. Most despicable. This is gonna be an easy one. Most despicable, without a doubt, is goddamn motherfucking Uzamaki, bro. Uzumaki is the most despicable of the week. It just on every front, it was just disgusting, man. It was just disgusting. The doctor putting the kids back in the belly scene, gross. The mushroom placenta, throw it away. The creepy neighbor freaking turning into a spiral monster. And let's not forget this trash ass husband who died in episode 1, who turned into a spiral and is haunting his wife, trying to get her to turn into a spiral too. This man entered her IV fluid. Hey, get off of that. This man entered her IV fluid to try and turn her into the spiral. You ever seen South Park where they're making fun of Michael Jackson, and they're like, "Michael Jackson, you're a grown man." He's like, "No, you're ignorant. I'm not a grown man. I'm just a little boy." He who, right? I feel like the spiral father, is doing the same damn thing. He's like, "Join us in the spiral, man. The spiral's fantastic." And she's like, "No, get me away from the spiral." He's like, "Bitch, come to the spiral. Join me, ho. Join me, one of us. One of us. One of us." It's really unsettling, but absolutely fucking despicable. Honestly, despicable. But it's been a good ride. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely been a good ride. The eyes of what Amelia did her trial with Ekana. Ooh. The next segment is L episode of the week. Look. I don't say this. I don't say this lightly. I really don't say this lightly. But the L episode of the week is never going to be Tower of God, for all the wrong reasons right now. Honorable mention to Blue Lock for L episode of the week. Although when I watched Blue Lock, I had no issues with the animation. After seeing Twitter bitch and complain, I see that it's somewhat valid, and I will not act like I didn't see what I saw. It's definitely a shame that it's not being animated as best as possible, but at least it's doing better in Tower of God, which is why Tower of God gets the L episode of the week. This episode was very convoluted, very fast moving. The dialogue was very plain and empty. The best part of the episode was in Dorsey popping up multiple times. I like the moments they showed between her and Bam in the past. I'm mad at Bam now because the reason, and Dorsey now wears sneakers because because he said to her in the past, I want you to wear something that'd be more comfortable. And because she fucking likes his ass, she decided to take off the heels. And Dorsey, put the heels back on. You are a princess of jihad. Put the heels back on. That's why we love, okay, let me not say that. It's part of why we loved you that you wore the heels. I want the heels to come back. I don't want you to be comfortable. I want you to be bad. Go back to being bad. Don't listen to Bam. Bam wants right hell. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Put the heels back on. But honestly, Tower of God gets the L episode of the week because the same way I didn't notice Blue Lock's animation was not animating, it was a bunch of stills. The exact opposite happened with Tower of God. Multiple moments where I'm like, this should be animated, it just was not. Like, you can't, like, Blue Lock, say what you will, is not as much of an action paced show versus Tower of God that was really trying to do what was supposed to be some pretty badass and supposed to be some cool action sequences was not action at all. Like this scene in particular, this exact scene right here that's being shown where and Dorsey is about to shoot him and Bam like kick slides it. It should have been animated, but instead of animating it, this screenshot, what you're seeing is exactly what they gave us with the pow, like the old school Batman, like bip, poof, pow, the fucking effect. That's literally what they did instead of having him actually sweep her leg. And there was just multiple moments of action where it should have been animated and it wasn't. That's why Tower of God gets the L anime of the week. L anime of the week, man. It just wasn't animated. The dialogue isn't very like it's not very engaging. I feel like a lot of conversations are being skipped and we're just kind of getting one sentence and then a look and then it's a quick another look. Tower of God, man, I had hope. I had hope. Cause everybody's like, oh, wait till the workshop battle starts. Wait till the workshop battle. Boy, it is here. And I gotta be honest with you, it's not picking up in any way that I thought it was. So for that reason, sorry, Tower of God. L episode. L episode. Next part. L. Ooh. What is going on? Okay, next part, best plot twist of the week. For me, best plot twist of the week goes to Dan 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 Dan. Why? Because right now, Dan Dan's world building is bar none the best of the current season. If I can compare Dan Dan's world building right now to anything I've seen so far this year, I would put it up there with I see her rise. Oh, Kaiju number 8. That's the name of it. Kaiju number 8. The way they were able to build the world very subtly through conversation and through basic everyday activities is not. It was amazing. What Dan the Dan is doing very well is a world building. It's subtle, but it's really right there in your face. The biggest twist is that aliens and ghosts are connected. They're, for lack of a better term, they're very interchangeable. I love that the talisman kept the ghost, aka Okarun, from coming in, right? Then later we see the same talisman wipes out an alien. And it's like, if that's not a connection, I don't know what is. And it's a very subtle piece of world building. The thing is, they dropped a lot of hints. At first, when they get jumped at the shrine, it's it's easy to think that it's a ghost. Talisman is off the wall. Talisman's off the wall. There's a doorbell ringing, and she's like, "That's not the front door." My grandma always said that there's two kinds of doorbells here, and that's not the first doorbell, so that must be the second one. And you get the impending doom right away. You're like, "Oh, we done fucked up. Oh, we done fucked up big time, not putting this talisman back up." And then even when they get jumped, there's little hints of what's going on where you're like, wait a minute, a ghost wouldn't do that. And then you get to reveal that, oh shit, it's an alien. And they lay out that oftentimes they get confused between the two. The two can get confused. And it just, I like how it goes on a deeper underplot of in episode 1, she's like, she's like, aliens don't exist. He's like, ghosts don't exist. Guess what? They're both here. They're both real. And both are kind of interchangeable. And that's dope to me. It was a good twist. I like that. I liked it a lot. I definitely liked it a lot. Next thing is plot twist of the week. Plot twist of the week goes to, once again, Bleach. Why? Because raise your hand if you knew that Ichigo was gonna help the Almighty kill his daddy. It's one of those things like we we were all under the assumption that Almighty was coming here to kill the Soul King. Mind you, we already knew that that was his daddy. We already knew this. I don't know why people said we didn't react to it. Why we had like why would I have a over the top reaction to information I already know? I already know that's his daddy. Like it makes sense. We saw him stab his father, but that wasn't the killing point. He baited Ichigo into doing it, which is absolutely fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, bro. So Ichigo gets the top assist for helping the Almighty kill his father, and that's just that for the week. The best VA of the week, I'm giving it to Bell Crannell's VA. This man was working overtime. Man was literally working overtime, screaming his head off, got everything going wild. The training arc that Bell went through is the most range I've gotten to hear this VA use with Bell. Bell Crannell throughout Daimachi, he's very soft-spoken, kind-hearted. The only times he really emotes is when he's like Lily, or he's like talking in his head and he's doing that low smart talk. This episode, I got to hear Bell Crannell do make sounds that I didn't know could come out of Bell Crannell's mouth. It was fucking amazing. The absolute range of that VA, just going high, low, send me my sen, send me my sen. He gets fried, send me my sen. It was good. Oh man, one of the best VA performances of the season so far, but definitely VA of the week. Honorable mention to my baby girl Wrath, Romani Conti, and ReZero in her fight against Amelia. She was pissed off, bro. And I could feel her pain. I could feel her wrath, some would say. There was true hate and despise and just deep, deplorable feelings. And to this moment, I'm still not sure which man she's referring to Amelia stole. I don't know which man she's referring to, but her anger, I can feel it in the performance. To be completely honest with you, I would rank them, Bell and Romani Conti, Rats VA from ReZero. I would honestly put them on the same level, but because I'm the type of person I want to make sure I stand on business, I'm putting Bell over the Rats VA for this week because the Rats VA, I kind of already heard the Rats VA in the last two episodes, flexing. Arigato, sumimasen. You know what I mean? I already got to hear some of that range. So hearing the anger part was cool, but not all that surprising. Having 5 seasons of Bell Crannell and not realizing he has that much range just made such a gap in the VA of the week this week, and that's why Bell got it. That's why Bell Crannell's VA got it. I do know that he's also the VA for, I want to say Tanjiro and somebody else, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, his performance as Bell this week, fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just said Romani Conti and then put it together with Beltikis and Wrath. Beltikis VA as well. Yeah, but okay. See, I didn't know that. What about All Might VA? He was doing work. He was doing work. He was doing work, but he wasn't doing work like the other people. Not in my opinion. He wasn't doing work like the other people. Not in my opinion. He was putting it in though. I ain't gonna hold you. He was doing his thing. Okay. Next, we're going to Best Boy and Best Girl of the Week. Best Boy of the Week, we're giving it to somebody you already know. You heard his name. Little rookie, Rabbit's Foot, Bell Crannell. He gets Best Boy of the Week for his superb date skills and his snack distraction tactics. Every man knows you get to a point in your life as a man where you need to know what snack you need to give to your partner to make sure whatever mood, whatever grappler energy they're exuding, you can put it to rest. And my man Bun Crannell, he hit 2 places where he's like, this wasn't in, he's like, this wasn't in the handbook of how I'm supposed to deal with this girl. I'm gonna go get some food. This man, while she's talking, my man hits a little dash, goes, gets the food, and by the time she's done talking, he like, you want a bite? And she's like, nigga, what? It's like, a bite? She takes a bite, she's like, delicious, but that's not the point. But too late, girl. He took the steam out of your anger. And that's what you got to do. Best girl of the week goes to Toga for finding love and realizing that given the chance, she could have been normal. But also, she gets best girl of the week for, although she is the reason Ochako is in the situation she is in, Gravity, she also rectified that situation through her actions, and I can really appreciate it. She has a beautiful smile, by the way. Like, people will say it's creepy. I don't think the smile is creepy at all. There's something endearing about watching someone emote without being held back that almost gives me a sense of jealousy that I always feel like I'm holding back my emotions in some way or another. The reason Toga's smile, Himiko Toga's smile feels so insane is because, like, throughout our lives, we've been beat down to not emote at 100%. Like, I don't get 100% excited. I don't get 100% mad. I don't get 100% sad. There's always like a little bit of me that's holding back. Her smile is completely unheld back by anything and everything. It's a true freedom of expression, and I can understand why that makes people feel uncomfortable. Like, you ever seen somebody like get too excited about something basic and they get so excited you're like, ugh, what's wrong with you? That's what her smile is. That's what it invokes. It's such a it's such an unabated smile that it's almost unsettling. And that's why she gets best girl, man. Shout out to her. I love her, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I've always said I loved her. Ain't nobody gonna lie and say, man, director don't mess with Toga. Even when she was doing the most heinous shit she was doing, I was like, yo, she kind of bad though. Like, do we have to kill her? Do we have to hurt her? Could we just like tie her up a little bit? You know, if she's into it. But yeah, shout out to the best boy Bell. Shout out to the best girl Toga. Episode of the week for me goes to Dan 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 Dan. That's 2 in a row for Dan Dan Dan. I'm not gonna hold you. Everything this week, seasonal wise, was firing on all cylinders. Right? Everything was firing on all cylinders. Dan 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 really gets Dan Dan honestly gets the best episode of the week for the sheer fact that it, again, I said it earlier, Dan and Dan was able to make me go through a whole host of emotions in like 10 minutes. Like, if we exclude the fight scene toward the second half of the episode, the first 10 minutes of the episode was fucking beautiful. We get a little bit of world building. We get shenanigans with the talisman and the homie getting caught on fire, and we have to put him out. We get him being invited into a girl's house, and he's like, oh shit, this is weird. I ain't never been in a girl's house. It gets kind of horny for a little bit, but then it gets wholesome where he's like, yo, I yelled back at you because I've never had friends. I've always wanted them, but like I pushed people, but like I just didn't. And the reason I came after you and I yelled at you is because I saw that you made an effort and I didn't want your effort to go to waste. So I came and I yelled. And she's like, and the way that she just handled Okarun and the way that he interacts with her, it was fucking wholesome, bro. It just really was. You really had some deep feelings. And even after she hurt his feelings, she came up to him and was like, hey, my bad. And he's like, yeah, I know. And she's like, you gotta stop talking like that. It's like you don't have to, like, I'm friends with you because I want to be friends with you and nothing else. And I just thought that shit was wholesome. Me, the reason why I feel it so much, because me personally, in my life, it's always have been women who've picked me up whenever I was down. I'll never forget in middle school, or sorry, elementary school, one of my best friends to this day, the reason we became friends was we've always lived next door to each other, but we didn't really interact. It wasn't until one day I was walking to school and she decided she was gonna talk to me. And then people saw that she talked to me, and then other people talked to me, and then I had more friends. I always had, like, you know, a few friends here and there, but like my first explosion of friends and like really being accepted was thanks to her. Fifth grade, I got put into a new class. I got separated from all my friends. All my friends ended up in another class. I was in a class by myself. It was a girl who, on like this third day of the first week, third day of class, I'll never forget her name because her name is also the name of my partner now. And it's like one of those things like, I didn't really talk to anybody, you know. I wasn't shy, but like I just hadn't like come out of my shell yet. She's like, "Hey, come play with us." And then after that, open up the whole door. Same thing happened again in middle school. Same thing happened again in high school. So watching Momo do the same thing for Okarun that I had women do for me in my life, it just warms my heart. It really does. Shout out to the shawties, man. Shout out to the shawties that talk to us less. Shout out to the shawties that talk to us that are viewed as less than, and then open the door for people to be like, this is just another dude. Like, why were we acting funny? Shout out to her for that. But yeah, we were able to go from funny to mystery to wholesome to what the hell is going on, and to be able to evoke that many emotions in one episode, that's amazing. So that's why Dan Dan gets episode of the week. Also, we're gonna give Dan Dan best animation because that alien fight scene went fucking insane. They had no business going off like that in that fight scene. Okarun with his dope ass little transformation. Where is it? Okarun with his little dope ass transformation, bro. Oh, boo! Here it is. Yeah, Okarun and his dope ass transformation, bro. I love how he transformed, and his transformation is the press. So as she's holding back Turbo Granny, and like his subconscious and the powers are the only thing that remains, and to see that he's just like a brooding like little emo boy like the rest of us is absolutely hilarious. The transformation was dope. The use of the powers was very realistic. It's not like it's unlimited. His body, he's like Deku. He can only handle so much. And like once his body hits like the max it can handle, it's like done, finito, finish. The fight itself was dope. They had no business going off like that. Poor Momo getting fucking juggled by this goddamn fucking sumo alien rat bastard was insane. Her durability is fucking off the charts, but I'm gonna give it to the psychic abilities. I thought that in that fight, I was so pissed off at this sumo motherfucker. I didn't believe that when she said we just gotta make it the hands touch. I was like, it's not that simple. And then it worked. And then this motherfucker grows extra legs just to fucking cheat. And it's like, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, you little piece of shit. That was so unfair. Oh my god, don't even get me started. But the animation was dope. My favorite part though was this part right here where she shows true understanding and consideration. They spent the day fighting for each other, saving each other multiple times, and in an ultimate form of sacrifice, she literally got clapped the fuck up just to make sure that when it was time to activate the talisman, our homie Okarun wasn't going to be hurt too. If that doesn't show you, if that doesn't show you how much she thinks about him, like, and I'm not even talking about romantically, just thinks about his well being in general, which is something we can all agree with. When a shawty cares about you, it's fucking heartwarming, bro. Yeah, it was fucking amazing. It was fucking amazing, bro. It was fucking amazing. Okay, so Momo did all this and he still have Toga as best girl. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to agree. This isn't for us to agree. This is for me to talk my shit, sir. Whoo, but yeah, taking that is the end of the weekly awards. That's the last segment. We're going to take some viewer calls, viewer questions. If you have any questions, any calls, anything you want to discuss, anything, I'm calling in. Is you? Is you? Let me go back through the chat. Let me read some of the questions. Let me see what chat was talking about during the awards. Smile for me, nasty. Demon Slayer probably on Jimmy. No, don't power off. Come back alive. Who told you could turn off? Thank you. Okay. Yuri is nice. Blessed be the Yuri. We love the gays here. Absolutely. Nani, BRB. We got Ryan Hard. We got Wrath Mommy. Wrath Mommy. I like her. I think Wrath Mommy is the elf that raised Amelia. Shut up. No way. That's a good shot in the dark. Is that her name? Why would she be burnt up and abandoned? She got clapped up in the flashback. Trying to be necromance, zombified. That's a good shot in the dark. You know what? I do remember Witcher Wrath knowing Amelia. Holy shit, when Amelia did a trial with Ekina, the eyes is the biggest clue, bro. Uzumaki is the biggest disappointment. You think Uzumaki is the biggest disappointment? I, if you, last week, the only reason I don't give Uzumaki as the biggest disappointment is because the only reason Uzumaki in my book does not get the biggest disappointment is because the story itself, the animation is ass. I'll tell you this. But because it's black and white, I never expected stellar animation to begin with because it's black and white. The animation took a big dip, but the story, the gore, the sound design, no L's there. No L's. Story, gore, sound design, the chillingness, the fear factor, it's all still hitting. And that's why I can't in good faith give it L anime of the week when everything else is firing all cylinders. It's just the animation. That's the same thing I feel about Blue Lock. Everything in Blue Lock is firing on all cylinders. It's just the animation. Tower of God, right now, L story, L dialogue, L pacing, L animation, nothing but L's over there, in my opinion. I was ready for an Endursi episode, but they spent 5 minutes on her and went on the Green Jihad girl, and now I'm irritated. Bro, Tower 6 out of 10 on Mal, that's pain. Pissed me off. I was telling that this fall this hard. Feet of the week. Feet of the week? Oh, feet of the week would go to Freya, bro. I think Freya. Feet of the week would either go to Freya or it'd go to Chi. But I don't think we saw Chi's feet and Blue Box this week. So trying to start putting in way more effort. They honestly do. Really not knowing Ramna can switch? Bro, leave me alone. Dan the Dan reminds me of Heavenly Delusion. Really? How so? How does Dan the Dan remind you of Heavenly Delusion? Elaborate on that one for me. Elaborate on that one for me. But it's somewhat done better. Momo, it's a Kotoa from Windbreaker. Prove me wrong. Ooh. Ooh. The shop girl? I can see where you get that from. I can see where you get that from. I'm not gonna argue on that front, but I see where you get that from. So reading the manga is gonna get crazy. You're gonna love it. Futuro. What about All Might VA? All Might VA was going off. No, All Might VA was going off. But I expect All Might's VA to go off. All Might's VA did exactly what he was supposed to do. I wasn't surprised at his range. I wasn't like impressed by any sense of dialogue that he did. Nothing jumped out to me. It's an All Might performance that I expected. Bell Crano's VA showed me a wide range I wasn't prepared for. Rat's VA showed me a range and a speed and a pacing, and I could feel the wrath in Rat's VA, right? All Might gave a dope performance. It really was a dope performance. But against those two, nah, he losing, bro. Hate to say it. What's going on, OG? Is Dean memeing? He just said Romani Conti and didn't put it together, Beltigis and Wrath. No, hear me out. No, that's what I figured. Look. I always operate, you guys know this now, I always operate on the side of I'm going to say what I think, but I'm also not going to keep repeating it because people keep telling me in the comments, you're dumb, you're wrong, you're this, you're that. I said it in the reaction one time and I'll say it one more time. I believe when she said, you took my man, I believe she's talking about Beltikis. I believe she's talking about Beltikis. But then we remembered in the background that there might be other connections that she has because she has the same colored hair as OG was talking about the eyes. Maybe she's another character. So that's why I say I think it's Beltikis. In my heart of hearts, that's what I believe. You took my man from me. How could you? He was obsessed with her. All this stuff. But it could easily be Greed, because Greed wants Amelia, and they have the same color hair. Maybe they got something cooking on the side. I don't know. But yeah. Well, I've known you pick this up. Her name is Sears. No, I know. Best Girl Eyes for helping Brestia. Stop. Not glad to make a team whether to talk to others and stop talking. Hilarious. To be honest, best girl was Hina. Hina from what? I'm about to call him DN on that Toga smile. Call the fuck in then, cuh. So Toga is best girl 2 weeks in a row. Is that right or am I wrong? I don't know. Last week, sure, not now. Tugga also showed cheeks, mad cheeks. As a continuation, best boy and best girl is Ramna. Stop. Rihina on Morant. Good night. Take it easy, brother Vex. The CG and the alien fight was so good. It was very good. It was so good. I don't even think I knew it was CGI. I like how the art went grayscale. That whole scene. Love you conditionally. Appreciate. Wait a minute. You're right. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I didn't know. I didn't know that it went grayscale. It went grayscale except for Turbo Granny. That was dope. Momo is both the tank and support, and Okaron is a glass cannon. I love that term, glass cannon. I don't remember what I was playing and I learned it, but like, yeah, glass cannon term. Yeah, he's definitely a glass cannon, bro. He's gonna destroy something, but also get destroyed. Headphones died before hearing Shadows takes dead. That's what I'm saying. I think All For One had better emotion in his dialogue. As he got younger, he got more unhinged. Oh, that one I can agree with. That one I could definitely agree with. Oh, we got call on the line, brother Shadow. You there? Can you hear me? Oh, don't get shy now. You in it. No, 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 no. No calling. All right.
What up, dear?
Oh, and there he is, brother Shadow, brother Shadow. Welcome to the show, Sus Maho Radio. The first caller in today. What is on your mind? What's your name? What's your beef?
I gotta disagree with Toga.
As best girl? How so?
We got Momo and Hina from Blue Box.
Wait, why? Okay, okay. Momo, I will agree with. I'm gonna say something. I'll only say it once, right? The only reason I did not give one of the reasons, let me not say the only reason, one of the reasons I did not give Momo Best Girl was because Dan the Dan was already on the verge of sweeping a whole bunch of other awards, and I truly thoroughly enjoyed Toga's presence and story in this week's episode of My Hero. I also will say I think they dragged it too long, but her part was important and I loved it. I truly did. You know me, I'm always down for some Yuri, and that's what really put her over the top. But Dan the Nan got a whole bunch of shine already, and I really want to put the spotlight on something different, so I definitely went with Toga on that one. Not gonna lie to you, that's why Toga was number one, but I almost gave it to Wrath also, and I almost gave it to Amelia, because I ain't gonna lie, Amelia showed the fuck out this week, absolutely showed the fuck out this week. So there was a lot of choices for best girl, but in my heart of hearts, I have no qualms about giving it to Toga for this week. But now to the other thing. What are we gonna say about Momo?
Momo or Hina?
Oh, my bad, Hina. No, Hina was on. Why was Hina in the running for best girl? Look, look, look. Hina did good in trying to distract him and hoping that he didn't see, but Hina was barely in the episode. Why was Hina best girl this week? You tell me why you think Hina was best girl.
Can you repeat that real quick?
I said, why did you have Hina as best girl for the week?
Oh, I just liked how aware she was of the situation that was happening.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. I'm not even gonna argue with that. She definitely had her fingers on the pulse. I will say I did. I don't think it was this week's episode. I think it was last week's episode where they're going through Hina's. She also winged woman did. She did. She did wing woman a little bit this week. She definitely did. Ooh, if anything, I should have gave her assist of the week. But I also feel like I didn't have to give her assist of the week because my man was already gonna score. He was already on his way to the bucket, and she just happened to tap the ball. Y'all saw me. Y'all be watching me play Rocket League. Sometimes I accidentally touch the ball and somebody scores it. It's like that ball was already going. They're gonna score no matter what. I just happened to touch it before they took it and scored. She did very much the same thing. I did like her accolades though. I did like they laid out that she's popular, she's good, she has a pedigree of her dad was a gymnast, and like she's expected, she's literally Hurthy. What's men say Himothy? Hurthy? What's the one for shotties? Hmm. We'll have to come up with that.
Queen or something. I don't know.
Queen, Slay Queen, whatever it is. Hersey, shut up. OG, I'm fucking dead. Hersey. But no, her accolades and her stats definitely match up. And I'm not gonna hold you. There's moments when they show her, I'm like, yo, honestly, like, yo, Cheese San, I prefer Cheese San because I will always go where I'm already appreciated. But I be looking at Hina every once in a while. I'm like, yo, she a gymnast. That's it. That's the story. That's the end of it right there. She's a gymnast. I'm feeling sad, yo, was the best line this week. It was pretty hilarious. No, I'm sad, yo. What was this line? I'm sad, yo. It was a line before that. He's like, he's like, Mendesai, I'm so depressed. It's like, nigga, what? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anything else, Brother Shadow? Anything else for this call in?
Um, Priscilla.
Priscilla, weaponized depression is OD. I'm dead. Priscilla, I did. Priscilla didn't. Oh, Priscilla could have got. Priscilla had a pretty good assist this week too. I'm not gonna lie. I very much liked that Amelia's growth was also showing, and that Subaru was acting weird, and because as far as she's concerned, this is the first time it's happened. She and Priscilla caught on really quick that he's being super fucking weird, and I like that Priscilla didn't shy away from giving that little nudge. I do believe Amelia was gonna question it a little bit further, but without Priscilla, I don't know if she just follows him and takes initiative like it's a D&D campaign. So good on Priscilla, definitely. And I'm not gonna lie, she's objectively bad as fuck. She really is. You know me, I'm a sucker for a shawty in a nice dress, and she got one of the nicest ones out there. Anything else, my good man?
So much. I think I got it off my chest.
All right, take that chest the fuck up out of here then. I appreciate you calling in, good sir.
And Demon Slayer best shonen.
No, nobody heard that. Nobody heard that. Nobody heard that. It is not the best shonen. We're not doing that here. Not today. But yeah, so all in all, that is the end of Sauce Maho Radio episode 2. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're listening on Spotify, go check out the YouTube. We are live every Monday night on Twitch. Crash Out King DN on Twitch. Make sure you check out the clips in the shorts channel. Make sure you join the Discord so you could be here to call in. We're going to keep churning out these episodes. We're going to get better with each one that we go by, and hoping to really share our anime love, wealth, and knowledge with the masses. Remember, Sauce My Whole Radio, the one and only anime radio show hosted by DN, formerly known as Director Nasty. I hope you guys have a rest of your day. And remember, drink water, wash your ass, and watch more anime. Y'all have a good one.